Hi guys, here's Doc's Market Minute for Tuesday, December 1st. I thought I'd go through the Investors Business Daily top 20 market cap stocks that are out there, as these stocks really represent the leadership that's out there right now. So let's take a look and see if we have potential for them to rise further or if they're getting a little tired. Number one right now is actually Facebook. So no surprise here. We've had an incredible rally, and we've gone through that kind of parabolic tail to the upside. I don't know how much longer this is going to go, but it shows that because of the fact that it's been chopping so much, we could go significantly higher from here, just not in the short term. The weekly chart is showing that we might continue to kind of bounce around here for the next couple weeks, although the daily chart certainly has a nice little flag pattern going on here. So Facebook looks like it needs just a couple more weeks of consolidation, and we could see some gains from there. Now here's LinkedIn, kind of an ugly chart, a little bit of a inverted head and shoulders pattern here, kind of, difficult to trade, difficult to interpret what's going on here at the monthly chart. Weekly chart, we've had an extraordinary move to the upside. So what we've seen here is that we had a weekly downtrend, which is reversed into a weekly uptrend. And as a result of that, a lot of short covering, and we should expect to see this continue to walk sideways here for just a little bit longer here, although the daily chart is showing that it's ready to go out of this consolidation pattern. But that may not be very long-lived. I'd like to see the weekly chart continue to base out here for a while. That's LinkedIn. Here's Salesforce.com. This thing is just kind of grinding higher, very slowly grinding higher. It's not a big trender. It's just a continually, every dip is being bought along the way, but it certainly isn't as urgent as Facebook. From an energy perspective, Salesforce still has a ways that it can go before it's going to be exhausted. So it's been doing so in a very patient manner, so this one still has additional potential. Here's Google, or Alphabet. And out of this big breakout that we had halfway through 2015, this is starting to get a little tired. It has additional upside potential here, but not a whole heck of a lot. So this one is not something that I want to be chasing up at this level. Here's O'Reilly. This one is just you could almost, this is a moonshot stock. And I typically don't chase after these ones when we're down in this exhaustion zone for as long as it has. This one probably needs a rest for quite some time. Here's Stars, and that's got the same kind of chart. Constellation Brands, right? Same kind of chart. So this is not something I would chase after at this point. Here's Regeneron. Regeneron is starting to, after reaching that exhaustion point, has started to consolidate here in the last few months, and it's actually done a very good job of doing that quickly. It could be in a position where it is ready to go here soon. Here's Monster Beverages, same kind of deal here. Actually, all of this work here has been very constructive. Monster might be looking at an additional move to the upside here. There's plenty of energy for that. Here's Amazon, one of the favorites out there, and Amazon I think is toast for right now. This is a very low probability move to chase after Amazon, even though they've only recently gone profitable. But look at the move that's come out of this consolidation zone here that we were watching at the beginning of this year. Just exploded higher. Market consolidation or range contraction leads to range expansion time after time. So this is how this moves. But even though this continues to leak higher at this point, I believe it's going to have its day of reckoning at some point here where it pulls back really hard and it just completely wipes out all the Johnny-come-latelys off of this one. Okay, here is Palo Alto Networks. Again, the recent consolidation that we've had since August has been very good for this because it's given it sort of a second life. And it looks to be coming out of the next base, but the problem with that right now is that short term we have daily exhaustion. This is very unlikely to go reaching into new highs without some form of consolidation. So this one's close. This one looks good. It just needs some short-term consolidation. Okay, halfway through, here's Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines, again, short-term consolidation needed on the weekly chart. Everything else looks good. Here's Home Depot. Home Depot has come out of a second base here midway through this year and is reaching higher, although could use some sideways consolidation at this point. Here's Adobe. Adobe is actually looking pretty good because it's gone in a very incremental phase. It's kind of like Salesforce.com in that aspect, that all this chop is creating a very high and reaching base towards this. Here is ICE Intercontinental Exchange. This is one of the options exchanges that are out there. This one actually looks pretty good. Not interested in this one at all because, oddly, the options are terrible for this stock. Okay, here's PSA. This is, the pub something here. I can't even read what this is. So PSA actually looks okay, but it needs some work in the weekly chart. Needs some work in the weekly chart here. Needs some consolidation. All right, Lowe's. Lowe's is also doing well. It's coming out of a second tier base here. And it does need a little rest on the daily chart, but this one could be good for quite some time to go once that clears. Here's Fiserv. And Fiserv is one of those on the avoid list right now just because it's gone too far, too fast, and is reaching almost with a vertical slope lately. So I'd be cautious of that one. Here's Siri. Hard to believe this one has actually come up lately. This used to be almost a penny stock quite some time ago, and it seems to be doing okay. Seems to be coming out of the grave. A fair amount of energy. This one actually looks pretty good. Here is BDX, just a couple left to go. BDX actually looks pretty good, coming out of a second base, and this actually is a nice short-term pattern, but only modest potential to the upside before we're going to see weekly exhaustion here. And Paychex is another one that needs a rest on the weekly chart. You can see that we're probably going to see some chop on the weekly chart here for the next couple weeks as this one catches its breath. So I'd say overall, when I look at this IBD 20, there are some that are going to need to catch their breath while others still have quite a bit of potential to the upside. So I'm a little surprised actually that there is that much potential as high as we have come. So a lot of this has been the bounce off of the August and September lows has done a really good job of recharging. And this kind of goes to my contention that I'd say we're trying to determine which way the markets are going to go from here. Is this going to print a lower high and then we roll over to a head and shoulders pattern? I don't think so. I think at this point, with all the skepticism that is out there and nobody believes that the market will go higher, I believe that's probably what it's going to do just because of all that negativity that's out there. And that's Doc's Market Minute. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.